Yo, we're here with Professor McStud. We're multiplying monomials. Monomials, by any other name, is just a single term. So that's just a different name. When you multiply monomials, here's your rule. If you have some base, a, raised to the m power, and you're going to multiply it by the same base, has to be the same base, to a different power, n, different letter. You're going to take that, it's going to keep the same base, a, to the m plus n. So all you do is add the exponents. Now notice that there's a number here in front of a, number in front of a here, not zeros, they're ones. So that's like a 1 there in front. You still multiply those ones out. All right, so just keep that in mind. So let's look at this first example here. We're going to simplify 7x to the 4th times negative 3x to the 8th. So I'm going to rewrite this with 7 with my whole numbers out front. My coefficients go together. I'm going to multiply those two together. Then I'm going to multiply x to the 4th times x to the 8th. Multiply those two together. And so when I do that, it gives me negative 21 here. Then I multiply x to the 4th times x to the 8th, which gives you x to the 12th. Because that means, because I'm supposed to add those exponents. And that's your answer, that simplified version of multiplying this out, find that product. Example 2 here, simplify this. Now notice that here I have a minus sign, so I'm going to have to distribute here. So remember distribution property. So I'm going to come here, I have m squared n times m to the 3rd n to the 4th minus, well, I write this first, m squared n times 6m. So I'm going to take all of those together. I'm going to take this first, then this, then I'll end up subtracting them to have any like terms here. So here we have m squared times m to the 3rd, so I got those two together, times n to the 4th. Those two go together. Then I have this part, I'm going to subtract here, have m squared times 6m first, then times n. That kind of goes there. So I'm going to take these here. So that gives me m to the 5th. I add those two, 2 plus 3. And then n to the 5th as well, because that's a 1 here. Remember, that's a 1. Then I have minus. Then I have 6m to the 3rd power. And then I have n. Those two, they're not like terms, so they just stay there. It stays a these are called a binomial. So that you multiply binomial, you get a binomial. One last one different example here. You're going to find the perimeter and the area of this figure here. A little bit of a review. Notice we have a missing side length here. This length, well, it has to be the same length of all the way here. This is x, this is 4x, so this bottom one is 5x when I go to add up all of these sides here. So I have 2x plus x plus x, that's 4x, plus another 4x is 8x. 9x, so the perimeter is 14x. All I did was add up all of these. So I have 2x plus x plus x plus 4x plus x plus 5x. All of those are like terms, 14x. But here, you can do this a couple of ways, just like you learned before we find a perimeter and area. Here I can separate this into two different shapes. This area here is x squared, x times x. Then the area here is 5x times x. That's 5x squared. I add those two together. X squared plus 5x squared is going to give me 6x squared. That's the area. And then this is the perimeter. All right, so that's it for multiplying monomials. Remember, the main thing is that when you're multiplying monomials or multiplying that have the same base, so all the x's, all the y's, all the m's, n's, a's, b's, whatever, all those stay the same, you add those exponents. I think it's easier to go through, rewrite them first with your coefficients or your numbers first, and group your variables first, and then go back through, add those exponents. To me, that's a little bit easier. Some of you may be able to see it without having to do that. All right, so that's it for multiplying monomials.